So we did something different today, or not today, I should say a few days ago, but here it is. The yellow long neck, actually, you can see here, actually we uppotted this and moved it into a bigger container. It's more like a garbage can, actually, to be honest. There you go, there's a sticker on it also. You can see it's a 32-gallon trash can. We actually drilled a bunch of holes at the bottom, filled it up with some rocks, and then after that filled it up with potting soil and just transferred this in here. The problem was that this was getting way too root bound for comfort, and I was afraid that it may actually, once it goes dormant, it may actually not be able to wake up. Everything seemed to have come to a halt. Not much progress was happening as far as growth goes. It was just kind of sitting idle, and when I looked at the roots, they were completely root bound and it was just locked up in a 3-gallon container. So I said, you know what, I really like the fruit. I'm going to keep this around for a little bit, or I plan to. And instead of just uppotting into a 5-gallon or a 10-gallon, let's just go big. So this way it'll be set for at least a couple of years, if not 3-4 years, without actually having any issues. So I went ahead and actually put some holes at the bottom, filled it up with some rocks, some potting soil, transferred it in here, and lo and behold, there it is. And so far it seems to have not gone really into any problems. It's still green. All the leaves seem to be alive and well. So hopefully it does take it and it's able to start expanding roots in here, and we get a lot of more figs. Obviously we're in the not late, but mid-September. So we have had quite a bit of good, decent crop. I haven't really done any taste testing this year because I get too excited when I see figs and I eat them and then realize, I gotta actually make a video. So be that as it may, one of the things actually we do up here in Zone 5B Chicago, or even some of the colder climates, we obviously don't get too much of a long season for longer periods of time. So what happens is that most of the figs actually don't fully ripen. Many reasons, obviously one of them being also heavy fertilization with phosphorus-rich fertilizer. So it continues to produce and produce and produce, but obviously we have a very finite amount, and with the finite amount of season, they never fully get to ripen. So one of the strategies you could do to actually start making it produce more is to actually start breaking off the figs. What I mean by that is that if you have 100 figs on a tree, you want to break off about 25 to 30 figs. So about 25 to 30%, if you snap that off, it actually frees up the plant to actually start ripening them even more readily, because the load is taken off considerably off the plant. What you got to remember is that the leaves actually harness the power of the sun, convert into glucose, sugars, etc., and then pump it into the fruit. However, with the finite amount of resources that actually would be found in the containers, like you can see, there's very limited amount in there. So it doesn't really have too much of a space to actually spread out and gather that much or long enough period of time to actually be able to ripen all the fruits that we have. So we're actually going to go ahead and take them off and see what happens over the next few days. The probability is much higher that actually we'll go ahead and start ripening fairly soon once the load is actually reduced considerably. So that's one of the strategies you could actually try. The other strategy also many people do, but it's not necessarily recommended, is to take actually an olive oil and use a paintbrush and actually paint the eye with the olive oil. So that actually is supposed to help speed up the process as well of the ripening. However, the problem with that is that it's not fully loaded with the sugars. So yes, you may get actually a faster ripening fig, but at the same time, it's very subpar. It's not as sweet. It doesn't necessarily reflect all the potential of what the fig could be. But that's it for now. Chicago Zone 5B out.